This is Dabu7. Here on the world stage, there hasn't been a lot of talk in terms of Ukraine and what is going on there. Usually they keep quiet about this. For those that do not know the history of what happened here, the elected government in Ukraine was ran out of the country virtually overnight. This new government installed after a lot of the gold was seized and taken out of the country. And since then, we've had chaos in the streets of different areas, different pockets, especially the areas bordering Russia, Luhansk. And, of course, we have the situation with Crimea. Crimea is an area, an ancient area, one of which is of strategic importance to Russia. So they swooped in and they seized this area when this whole thing went down in Ukraine. You know, Monsanto moved in to Ukraine, which used to be referenced as the breadbasket of this whole area. Now, can you imagine what's going to happen to the breadbasket of this area when Monsanto comes in? It's already happened. This is why Russia's been burning GMOs at its doorstep left and right, these heaps of it. And they positioned in Sevastopol, which is a huge military outpost for them. And what they're planning to do now is they're planning to send 40 surface ships out to the Black Sea. They're going to send them on these missions, preparing them for these long campaigns out at sea, preparing them to use weapons and technical equipment. They're saying that this is going to be a part of combat training preparations, not only at the ports, but this includes counter-sabotage training and anti-aircraft defense. This is very interesting because this is one area in which NATO has vowed to take back from Russia, saying they stole it. Here on this world stage, if there's any chunk of land out there that is up for grabs, where one of the powers can point and say, that has been stolen, and have major support in doing it, whether people agree with it or not, I'm just saying on the world stage, it's going to be this. You see, Russia, the whole Georgia situation, Russia mounted up in Kaliningrad, which isn't even connected to Russia. They can launch from land, sea, and air right outside of Poland. It's not even connected to mainland Russia. You have got to deal with that spot. You have to deal with Sevastopol. And this raises the question here. If they're moving these ships out, they're doing this big event down here, is NATO eyeballing this? Big question. They've already vowed to take it back. If we see a lot of the ships and stuff leave port and leave this area, would it be a good time to pounce on it? Yeah, you have to keep in mind here, we have this European Union army they're talking about creating now. A European army. I'm going to talk about that more in another video. I've mentioned it once, but people need to see what's happening here. If NATO is not going to do what some of these countries want, they're trying to form their own powerhouses, their own military apparatus. And with the United States spread thin across the globe, well, we're just going to have to wait and see how this all pans out. One thing's for sure, Sevastopol, a target, a lot of movement here. And I think there's a lot of military eyes on this region. But I'll leave a link and I'll update with any other information I see in regards to this. Dabu7 with an update on Crimea. Peace.